With each passing year, the need for ESL teachers continues to grow exponentially. To compete economically in our globalized world, there are now over 1.5 billion non-native English speakers taking some form of English classes. However, 80% of English teachers abroad in non-native English-speaking countries, particularly in public schools, are not native English speakers themselves, because there are simply not enough native English-speaking teachers to meet demand. For this reason, we believe those studying to become ESL teachers in America should take a look at the vast opportunities to teach abroad. There are many advantages for the students to have native English teachers in the classroom. Native speakers feel more comfortable using the language. This takes the pressure off of the grammar and can make the learning experience much more authentic, light, and fun. A native speaker's repertoire of vocabulary and expressions is going to be richer than a non-native's. Though there are exceptions to this rule, a native's handle of the language, especially the slang and more dynamic aspects, which are often deeply rooted in the culture, are nearly impossible to emulate by non-native speakers. In order to understand the specifics of teaching English abroad in certain regions of the world, we decided to focus on two very different countries and cultures, to gain a more accurate perspective of what life is like for American teachers abroad. Looking west, we discovered the vibrant heart of Central America, Guatemala, which has an abundance of children and adults aiming to gain fluency in English. And to the east, we explored the modern ESL teaching mecca of South Korea. In order to better understand what teaching abroad in these two different countries entails, we interviewed two American ESL teachers currently residing and working in these countries, and asked them key questions about teaching abroad.
First, we interviewed 24-year-old Caitlin Sheridan from Roswell, Georgia. Caitlin has experience teaching ESL abroad for 5 months in the Netherlands and is currently in her second year teaching in Guatemala.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Sheridan. I graduated from Auburn with my teaching degree in English Language Arts Education, and I currently am the middle and high school English Language Arts teacher for the Christian American School of Guatemala. I teach grades 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. I teach TOEFL preparation and journalism to a group of students whose first languages are mostly Spanish, and I think I have 5 Korean as their first language speakers. I have a full range of students. I have students who are proficient in English, who can read English, who can speak English, write in English. And in those same classes, I have students who cannot make a full sentence in English. We have an admissions exam for my school, but it doesn't get followed very, very strictly. We do it, our placements a lot on age and what courses they've completed in other schools in their area. My average work day is I arrive at work at 6:45 and school starts at 7:40, but we start school with chapel every morning, and so I'm on duty by 7:20. Almost back-to-back classes. I have one planning period in the morning, and then I have a planning period at the end of the day, but the ESL class meets in my classroom, and so I help with ESL because the person who's teaching it is mostly just she's working on getting her credentials right now, and so I'm there as just kind of making sure that she's teaching correct information. Well, a lot of the kids, there are opportunities in Guatemala to work, but a lot of the better opportunities only exist for students who can speak English or for young professionals who can speak English. A lot of our students will graduate and go get jobs at call centers. And that's one of the better jobs that you can get as a coming out of high school young adult. I also teach English down in Zone 3, which is where our city Basuero is, and it's a very high poverty level, and so we teach the kids to speak English so that they can in fact go get jobs. This year they have tried to hire people who have teaching certificates. Not all of our teachers have teaching certificates just because it's very difficult to get native English speaking teachers down in Guatemala. Not everybody decides they want to live in the third world after they graduate from university. But you can get paid more if you have a certificate. You get paid more, and like you're a lot more valued if you do have an understanding of the English language. But for the most part, you really just need to be at a semi-native fluency.
In the end, every American ESL teacher should look into taking some time to teach abroad, with benefits including the ability to broaden your global perspective and get a first-hand experience of what it's like to learn a second language. Going abroad may be just the opportunity you need to start your ESL adventure while gaining real-world experience.
Stay tuned for more questions with Caitlin and our exclusive interview with Daniel Geary in South Korea.